Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to the Sam Redgate-Large channel. It is another day and still the international break, unfortunately, for us guys. But it is another day. And earlier on today, we did have Italy and Belgium, the highlights which I've just got on my screen right now in the UEFA Nations League third place playoff. Italy came out on top of that. Not a bad summer for Italy, has it been? Third in the Nations League and, of course, winning the Euros as well. But how did they end up in that third place playoff? Well, they had to play one of these two teams and they had to play Spain, and Spain managed to get the better of them with Chiellini, I believe it was, getting sent off. And then France, in dramatic fashion, dramatic style, came back from, I believe it was 2-0 down against Belgium in the semi-finals of the UEFA Nations League and unbelievably won it in the final minute. I believe it was Lucas Hernandez with the finish. But what a game that was. And hopefully, I'm hoping for some more goals. The game earlier, was 2-1 to Italy. So there was plenty of action, plenty of drama. And I'm hoping for that tonight. As I'm hoping you guys are as well. Like I say, it is Spain, it is France, and it is the UEFA Nations League final. Whether people actually rate the Nations League is completely different. But anyway, we have this tonight. Thank you guys for joining back. Hope you enjoyed yesterday's stream. And if you haven't already, be sure to go over on my channel, go down and watch the video I uploaded earlier on discussing my Ballon d'Or winners as well. So let's have a look through the chat and let's see who is kicking around this evening. I've lost my mouse wherever that's gone. Here we go. So we've got Oliver in the chat, Josh Wilco, Real Tom's in the chat, so is Fraser, so is Grant, and Erin is as well. So good evening to you all. Hope you're all having a lovely, lovely day. And can I have mod for Twitch? I don't know if that's a thing, Fraser, but if it is. And JBack Game in Spain, because France are racist, apparently. I don't know about that, Jay, but there we are. So, guys, let us know your score predictions. And like Jay has done, let me know who you are backing for tonight's game. It should be an exciting one. Fingers crossed it's an exciting one tonight. It tends to be when France are playing, especially recently. France were the centre of all the drama, weren't they, in the Euros with a fantastic comeback from Switzerland. And to be fair, Spain as well. They got a long, long way. They did get a long, long way, didn't they, Spain? They got to the semi-finals, I believe. So two very, very good sides. We've got the world champions from 2018 who have come up against the side that have beaten the European champions in the last week. So without further ado, let me jump into the squads for this evening. Let's have a look. So, as you can see on your screen right now, these are the squads for this evening. Two absolutely stacked squads, if you ask me. But let's dive into them and take a closer look. So, in goal for Spain, the home side for tonight. I say the home side. They are just the team that was seeded in the home position. Doesn't really make a difference. I do believe it is at a neutral venue. Yes, it is. It's at the San Siro in Milan. And so in goal for Spain is Unai Simon. No David De Gea, no Kepa. They're always the people getting the question marks, aren't they? But Unai Simon does start. I believe he made a mistake in the Euros. Didn't actually cost Spain too much. But he does have a mistake in him, and he has made a mistake in him. Hopefully, there are no mistakes for him tonight. The fullbacks for Spain are Chelsea fullbacks. Good to see. Absolutely fantastic to see. Cesar Azpilicueta and Marcos Alonso. Interested to see how Marcos Alonso plays as a traditional fullback. We know from his time at Chelsea, he's maybe not the best traditional fullback. He's more suited to being a wing-back. But who knows? It could suit him better with someone like Aymeric Laporte, who's maybe a little bit defensively more sound than some of the players he's played alongside with Chelsea when he's played in a four at the back. Because if you think about it, last time he really played there was about a season ago against the likes of Rudiger and people like that who weren't in the best of form. But Aymeric Laporte, of course, he wanted to play for France, didn't he? And he couldn't wait any longer, and so he swapped nationalities to Spain. So it is the Aymeric Laporte derby tonight as well. Let me just get rid of this notification in the top right. And then Eric Garcia, I believe he's, 20 years old now, currently at Barcelona, was at Manchester City. And he started a lot of games recently, more games than he'd ever played for Manchester City. But he does start at centre-half, and it is Eric Garcia partnering Aymeric Laporte. Then we have someone who I don't even know who this is. I don't know who this person is. He plays for... I'm trying to work out who he plays for. He plays for Barcelona. I'm sure you guys will tell me who he is. But I genuinely don't have a clue who that person is. But Gavi is playing. Sergio Busquets is the captain for tonight. And it looks like they've got two more defensive midfielders here, with Rodri also in that position. Ferran Torres, who is the man of the moment, really, for Spain. I believe he scored twice against Italy last time out. To seal the win and seal the deal for Spain. He's a very good player, Ferran Torres. I think he's going to be one of those players who is going to be, he's going to be one for the future. And like the other F Torres that we used to, maybe could be a Spanish player to keep an eye out for over a long period of time. Mikel Oyarzabal is starting in left wing. And then we have Pablo Sarabia, who's apparently starting through the centre. That could be sort of like Chelsea's dynamic front three. That it looks like it will be that way. I wouldn't typically suggest that Sarabia would be a centre forward. Maybe Oyarzabal will tend to come in there, but we'll see how it sets up. This is what SofaScore has gone with for tonight. And we'll move over to the French squad. And I must say, looking at this French side already, it looks a lot more defensively and just more sound. Generally, with Hugo Lloris in goal, we all know the quality of the French captain there. Jules Koundé, linked with Chelsea, Rafa Varane of Manchester United, and Presnel Kimpembe of PSG, I still believe he's at, as the three at the back, with Benjamin Pavard and Theo Hernandez as the two fullbacks. I believe Theo Hernandez did get the winner against... the Belgians, I think that's the correct way to say it. And then we have another chap who, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not going to try and pronounce that name. That looks really difficult. Someone's going to have to educate me on how to say that name. But he does play for Monaco, and he is partnering Paul Pogba in the centre of midfield. And then this is where it really gets spicy, doesn't it? Look at that front three. Imagine having that front three at your disposal at international level. Kylian Mbappe, Antoine Griezmann, and Karim Benzema, kind of like the Spanish front three. Expect to see these change around, intermingle, depending on who's going to play where. I could see it playing like that, but I could also see it playing with more traditional wingers, with Griezmann and Kylian Mbappe out wide. And we're just seeing the trophy being carried out onto the pitch right now. And I do believe, who had it last time? Was it Portugal? I can't quite remember. I've got Portugal in my head for some reason. But I do believe we lost to Holland, didn't we, in the semi-finals, so we didn't go through. And just looking at the benches here, David De Gea and Robert Sanchez on the bench. Robert Sanchez of Brighton, Pau Torres, Sergio Reguilon, Sergi Roberto, who's got the number 10 shirt, weird one, Inigo Martinez, Mikel Moreno, Pedro Porro, Koke, Brian Hill, Pablo Fornells, and Yeremy Pino. And then for the French bench is Benoit Castile, Mike Magnan, Lucas Hernandez, the brother of Theo Hernandez, Leo Dubois, Dayot Upamecano, Jordan Veretout, Matteo Guendouzi, Anthony Martial, don't know how he's managed to get in the French squad, Wissam Ben Yedder, and Moussa Dembele as well. So that does conclude the teams for today, and I'm going to come in with a score prediction myself. I am going to go with, looking at that front three, I think it's going to be 3-1 France. 3-1 France. I think it's just going to be too powerful, this French side as well. And Real Tom is going Spain 3, France 1. So Tom has gone the complete flip of what I've just said. He's back in the Spanish lads. Grant is back in the French because Pogba, Varane and Martial, Manchester United fan there, by the looks of things. YouTube, Spain, Twitch, France. So Fraser's going to decide which one he stays on from that. Sam Redgate-Large is second best commentator on YouTube. Is that behind you, Real Tom? Is that behind you? Sam should change his name to Samuel's Money Mace. Exactly. Error-prone Kimpembe. Sam, you should get that Chelsea duvet set. Maybe. Thoughts on the Neymar news? Max, you're going to have to fill me in on the Neymar news because I don't know what the Neymar news is. Max, are you wearing a Tottenham shirt in there? Oh, Max. There we are. Sam the GOAT. Thank you. We will conclude that there. The teams are walking out onto the pitch, and I am going with... I'm sticking with my 3-1. Real Tom, you nearly got in my head there. I was going to change it, but I'm going to stay with France. I'm back in France. I think France are just too powerful. I think that'll be the story of tonight. Defensively, midfield, attack, all the way through that team. The spine of the team is so strong. And when you've got Kylian Mbappe, Karim the Dream Benzema, and Antoine Griezmann, it's always difficult for a defence, especially when they've got Eric Garcia in defence, who I don't rate. And Max is saying that Neymar is quitting international football after the World Cup 2022. I mean, we've heard that from Lionel Messi before, though, haven't we, Max? We've heard that, haven't we? That sort of, I'm going to retire. So maybe Neymar's doing something like that. But he's not really won too much in terms of internationally, has he, Neymar? So I'd be surprised if he does actually retire, because I'm sure he'd be looking at the most appearances. If he's not already got the goal record, he'd be looking at that as well. And France were knocked out of the Euros by Switzerland. They were, but also France have just beaten Belgium. Belgium are a very, very good side. And they are the world champions as well, Tom. You've got to remember that. France to win on penalties, says Oliver. He says it's mental health. Yeah, I think there's a lot of pressure on footballers. I'm hoping though he might be one of those people like Messi, where he comes back after he sort of gives himself some time away from the spotlight. It must be difficult, especially with Neymar being the focal point. And speaking of focal points of teams, we have obviously tonight Kylian Mbappe, who received a lot of backlash, didn't he? After that penalty miss against Switzerland. Important to remember it is a penalty miss. And some of the best players in the world miss penalties. All of the best players in the world miss penalties. And I just think Mbappe needs to just sort of play his game tonight. If it's a penalty shootout, I wouldn't be surprised if Kylian Mbappe takes the penalty, because the chance at redemption is so much better than letting someone else go out there and miss that penalty. At least Mbappe now has been through it, hasn't he? He's been through that experience. He's experienced what it's like to miss a deciding penalty. So I think it's a big night for Mbappe. I think it's a big night for Spain as well. Spain, we haven't seen sort of on the international scale at this sort of level for nearly 10 years now, since they won the Euros in 2012. After that domination between 2008 and 2012, we're just seeing the lineups on the screen right now as well. I will be slightly behind as usual. It does look like a 4-3-3, and they've gone with Sarabia as well through the middle. But it's going to be... I'm looking forward to this game. Anyone else? Josh, Max, I haven't seen any of your score predictions. Fraser, I haven't seen any of yours. So let us know what your score predictions are. And Real Tom hates Martin Tyler. His international commentary is awful. I only like him for Premier League. I must say, I'm just sort of one of those people who I'm not really that bothered who the commentator is, although that Sam Matter, whatever his name is, who's on ITV, does sometimes wind me up because he just states the obvious. And you're like, oh, shut up. It was doing my head in the final of the Euros, that I must say. He was doing my head in then, because he was just saying, oh, England's it's not quite over yet. Yeah, we know that, mate. We know that. Josh Ring's also in the chat saying, just swinging by to say hello. Done an afternoon of marking. Oh gosh, Josh, you have to do some marking for PE. What are you marking? How good a step over is? Need to sort some dinner out and maybe watch the game in the background. Nice one, Josh. Enjoy. 2-1 France, says Max. I hope it's a Spain win though. He wants a Spain win, but backing the French to do the job on the night is the correct way to say it. Josh is saying my prediction is that the team that wins the game is going to win. Nice, solid prediction that one, Michael Owen. And Lee Dixon is awful, apparently, as a commentator. At least we don't have him on FIFA this year. I guess that's a positive. I guess you see that as a positive. But we are about to get underway here. I don't know who the referee is tonight. I've just seen Real Tom saying something about referees. Who is the referee for this evening? It is Anthony Taylor. So we have got England in the final somehow. And we are underway in the UEFA Nations League final 2021. Of course, a year later than expected, but we are here. We are here in the final. Timo Werner deserves a Ballon d'Or. He most certainly does. And when you're young, all you do is dream about being a footballer. You don't think about the bad stuff. Where has that come from, Max? But I'm assuming you're on about the Mbappe stuff. And yeah, you don't think about your Mbappes and your Neymar struggling from the pressure. But I guess that's what comes with a lot of jobs. Maybe not to the same extent, though. If you are new, though, guys, be sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe. Let's keep ourselves moving on towards that 430 goal we have in the top right-hand side of your screen. And let us know as well, if you are new, what your score prediction is for tonight's game and who you are backing. Are you in the French camp tonight? Are you in the Spanish camp tonight? Or are you just a neutral like myself looking for a good football game? Here's Kimpembe, who manages nicely to skip by a Yazabal there. Benzema. I haven't seen much of Benzema in a French kit. I must be brutally honest with you. I've not seen him since he made his comeback a few seasons ago. But I'm looking forward to seeing him tonight, seeing sort of him at his best, hopefully. And in the last few seasons has almost been peak carrying Benzema. He seems to have gone from strength to strength since Cristiano Ronaldo left. I nearly said left Portugal. He didn't leave Portugal. He left Real Madrid, didn't he? So I'm going to love to see Benzema play tonight. And obviously having those two players around him in Griezmann and Mbappe, exciting stuff. He only made his comeback in the summer, Sam. Yeah, I know he did, but I've not seen much of him in a French shirt. I didn't watch the Euros. I didn't really watch the French games in the Euros. Literally on my channel, all you can see me watch is Italian games because that was the only night I had off, which is unfortunate, but at least I got to see the champions play quite a few times. Here's Sergio Busquets. Busquets driving the ball out like he does into Azpilicueta. Here's Ferran Torres on this right-hand side. Spain just probing away, just seeing what gaps there are in that French defence, see if there are any. Azpilicueta looks for a long ball, but defended nicely by Kimpembe. Falls to Lucas Hernandez, and Paul Pogba just skips by his player there and wins a free kick in the France half. Cynical foul there, wasn't it? By I think that's Azpilicueta who's fouled him. It is Azpilicueta. I don't quite know why he was in that sort of centre and midfield role, but he was. It is Anthony Taylor, Real Tom. It is Anthony Taylor who the manager is. I don't look like Donnarumma. I mean, I have a beard and I'm brown haired. That's about the similarity. Pogba flicks it round the corner nicely, lovely, into the feet of Kylian Mbappe here. Mbappe has Pavard for support. Pavard comes back. Just having to recycle the play a bit there. I thought France were going to get on the front foot nice and early there. Just sort of stretch the defence. But they've had to recycle the play. Spain have got their shape back nicely. And France have had to go all the way back to the keeper there. that was quite a promising position. They got Mbappe sort of running in behind, but he just didn't have anyone in the box for him to cross it to. Benzema was just sort of lagging a little bit behind in terms of the attack, and he couldn't really do anything. If I'm brutally honest with you, you look like a posh PE teacher from England, Mr. Large. Thank you. I mean, I'll take that, I guess. And I look like a Wish Fabregas. I mean, again. All I'm hearing is compliments with these. All I'm hearing is compliments. So Spain are on the ball now. Oh, that's a dodgy ball there from Rodri, I believe. Just undersold him there. Just slightly undersold his player there. Oh no, it was Marcus Alonso with a dodgy pass. That was not great whatsoever. They've gone all the way back to Unai Simon now. All the way back. They're playing some nice football, though, Spain. They're trying to play their way out here. That's a lovely little bit of an exchange there between... And Busquets has got the ball here. Switches it nicely and quickly into the feet of Javi. Here's Pablo Sarabia now. Just picked up the ball in the right wing spot. It looks like Oyarzabal has gone over to the centre forward position, like I suggested, that it be in a more dynamic front three. Here's Griezmann. Griezmann, after winning the ball back, rolls it back into Pogba. Pogba drives into a little bit of space. Looks for a lovely ball through to Mbappe. Is he onside? I don't know, but he goes around the keeper, goes to pull it back. It doesn't really matter, though. Sorry, that was Benzema running through. He might have been offside anyway, Kareem the Dream, but it was a lovely ball. I think he's just half a yard offside. I think it's just the way his body leans over. He is offside, but early warning signs there from Spain that they cannot and will not let Pogba and Benzema and Mbappe have that amount of room. They shouldn't let them have that amount of room. He's absolutely just carved them apart there with one ball. And they've actually not given it as a offside. They've given it for a corner to another cross in. They've given it for a corner for France rather than the offside, which I'm quite surprised with that. And Oliver is also on Twitch now. So we're getting a few people more in the Twitch chat. Lovely stuff. Lovely, lovely stuff. And Farhan's stream got took down. That's not great, is it? That's not great. Pavard looks to put a ball in, but it's blocked nicely at that front post by Marcus Alonso. That's such a good ball from Paul Pogba. That is what he does. He does the Hollywood balls very, very well, Paul Pogba. That is one thing he cannot criticise in Pogba's game is his passing range. He does have a good range of passing. Lovely touch there, and he looks for Kylian Mbappe, but it's defended nicely that time by Spain. Spain do look like they're under a little bit of pressure here. But could be on for a counter-attack here. Mikel Oyarzabal trying to get him behind, but Jules Koundé has managed to do enough to keep him at bay. And Varane might be able to take the ball out here. He hasn't. He's rolled it wider there too. I believe that's... I can't even see who that is. My screen's not very good quality tonight, but Kimpembe's got it now. I can tell who he is. Nice and lanky. Easy for me to see who he is. Here's Benzema. Benzema back to Pogba. Pogba into the feet of Mbappe. Lovely play. Griezmann goes out wide to Pavard. Pavard looks to put it in. But it's defended well there by, I believe that was Aymeric Laporte. It was Aymeric Laporte. A big, big tackle there. Otherwise, Mbappe would have been in. Mbappe would have been in. Sam wants to be Pogba. I mean, I'd love to be any of these footballers on the wages they're on. I don't rate Varane as a defender. And Josh Wilco has found my TikTok even better. Corner whipped in. Defended at the front post, though, by Spain. Spain are under the cosh a little bit at the moment. The ball's looped back in by Griezmann, I believe, and Unai Simon can only do as well as by pushing that ball out for play for another corner. Benzema was stood right underneath him. He couldn't catch it because if he catches it, he's either taking the ball out anyway or he's dropping it onto Karim Benzema. And France do have another corner. This early wave of pressure very, very influenced by the French. But I think that he would have been offside if Karim Benzema had touched that. But Unai Simon couldn't take any chances there. Here's Pogba in the centre of the pitch now. Has 4 men around him there. Koundé goes all the way back to Hugo Lloris in goal. The French do look like they've started on the front foot here. I think I expected that. I did obviously predict them for it to be 3-1 winners. I think they're the better team overall. But, you know, we know this Spanish team can defend. Well, everyone apart from Marcos Alonso can defend in the Spanish team. The defence is decent. It's not fantastic. It's not where it was 10 years ago with Puyol, with Piqué, with Sergio Ramos. But it is still a very, very good side. And I'm honestly quite surprised that Sergio Ramos isn't still in this team. But I don't know if he's injured at the moment anyway. But he wasn't in the Euro squad, was he? He was not in the Euro squad. If you are new, guys, be sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. We have got a sub-only chat tonight. So it's only a minute, though. So if you're a sub for more than a minute, then you can make sure to comment, which is why we've got so many regular faces on here. Marcos Alonso can attack, though. He is a very good attacker. I'm not going to read the rest of that comment because we'll focus on the positives, Josh Wilco. We'll focus on the positives. And Sergio Ramos is injured, according to my reliable source of Oliver in the chat. I hate Manchester United. Don't ever speak to me about them. Tom. Tom. 10 minutes played here, though. The first 10 minutes, definitely, France have been on the front foot so far. France have been on the front foot and causing chaos, really, so far for Spain. Here's Rodri, though, into the feet of Sergio Busquets. Busquets looks to spread it wide to Cesar Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta goes wider to Torres. Darting run, though, from Sarabia, I believe that was. And that's a lovely ball in behind. He's picked out Sarabia. And first shot on target, though, but a tame one. Easily saved by Hugo Lloris. A fantastic, fantastic, good bit of defending there. Just to take the sting out of the play from, I believe that was Rafa Varane. Just took the sting out of the play. 500 subs and hair goes Sam. 1K and bye-bye beard. Well, Josh, where do you come up with these from, mate? Where do you come up with these from? Maybe I'll do like some form of giveaway for 1,000, but I'm miles away from 1,000. I can't even dream about that. Good header. Griezmann looks to pick it up, but they've given it as a handball there. I'm not quite sure if they're giving that as a handball on, but they have been. Sam wouldn't shave his beard first. I think it'd be, probably beard first than hair. Yeah, you're right there, Oliver. I don't think my hair would grow back. I think that'd be the problem. Hugo Lloris with concerning goalkeeping. I wouldn't ever put him in a lineup. I mean, he's just experienced now, though, isn't he? He is experienced. Mbappe looks to put one in, blocked, though, by Javi is what I'm going to call him, even though it's spelled with a G. Lovely touch there from Ferran Torres and tries to wriggle free from Kimpembe. Kimpembe does stop the attack, though, and he has given a foul away in the Spanish half. Just watching that shot again from Sarabia, and I believe it's just a little scuff off Rafa Varane through the middle. All the power's taken out of it, just rolls into the hands of Hugo Lloris. But it is an opportunity, and it's a half chance for Spain. If that bounces slightly differently, then France are in big, big trouble. Big, big trouble. Sam, it's wish Xavi. Exactly, that's what I thought, Oliver. Wish Xavi. Whoa, Unai Simon with an awful, awful pass there. Only plays it straight into Lucas Hernandez. Pogba here goes wider to Jules Koundé, I believe that is up there. The young man in centre mid whose name I don't know how to pronounce. I'm going to need to look at that because I don't know how to pronounce his name. He doesn't have his first name's Aurelian as well, so it's not like it's easy to say. Tucciamini. There we are. That sounds strange. Thoughts so far, schoolboy. Thoughts on the game so far. Schoolboy stuff seems to be very France dominated so far. Very, very dominated. But here is Ferran Torres in this right wing position. I think Javi is offside there. But they're playing on for some reason. If if this happens to get a goal, I would see it being offside. But Spain have played the ball around the back anyway, so looks like they're not going to take that risk at all. Here's Marcos Alonso drifting further forward. I expect to see him further back tonight. He's normally sort of in a centre-forward position, isn't he, playing at left wing-back for Chelsea? But he needs to be defensively sound tonight because Kylian Mbappe, Griezmann, Benjamin Pavard will just pull him apart and pull his defensive ability apart. And it's going to be a tough test for Marcos Alonso. But he's more than capable of doing it. He does have a throw-in right now, Marcos Alonso. Deep in the French half as well. Rolls it into... I couldn't even see if that was there. Marcos Alonso turns out, though. Goes wider. Here's Pablo Sarabia. Blocked, though. The French look strong defensively. Look very, very strong. So British by saying Simon, of course. Spain have the quality to win. This is the problem. France have it too. Exactly, Max. Exactly. But I do think this French side is going to overpower them tonight. I think it might take a little while, but once they get in behind and exploit it, I think they will overpower them tonight. I just think there's too many big names in that French squad for them not to do well tonight. Azpilicueta, though. Rolls it into Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres hugging that touchline, goes in and out of Theo Hernandez there, but the cross was poor and defended easily at the front post from Rafa Varane, who's just hoofed the ball clear into touch. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Azpilicueta. Ferran Torres recycling the play again, Spain. Again and again and again. They're being patient, though, the Spanish. Maybe this will help them. Maybe this will help them. Here's Busquets, sorry. Don't even know where that came from. They're having to come so far back here. The French press is relentless at the moment. The French press on the team is absolutely relentless at the moment, and they've had to go all the way back here. Ferran Torres again rolls it into the feet of, I believe that's Oyarzabal on the ball. Here is Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta rolls it into the feet, being held up nicely. Ferran Torres distributes to Rodri. Marcos Alonso's wider than Rodri. Rodri rolls it down the line for rolls it down the line to Oyarzabal. Back to Marcos Alonso. Alonso into the feet of Rodri. Lovely little triangle there. Oyarzabal, is he going to square up against his defender? No, he's come back to Alonso. And they're just playing the ball just in front of this French defence at the moment. Just trying to find a little bit of space, work a little bit of room, find that key pass, that killer ball. But they just cannot quite do it here. But that's a lovely turn from Xavi. He goes wider. Here's Ferran Torres up against Theo Hernandez. Comes all the way back, though, to Azpilicueta. Lovely ball into Gavi. Gavi, lovely little turn, dropped the shoulder, but defended nicely by the French defenders. And Varane looks to get Mbappe away. And Mbappe has he won a free kick? No, he hasn't. How's the ref not given that? He's still down. No, definite contact, definite foul. Mbappe's down. The Spanish players have kicked the ball out, but I'm very, very surprised. Very surprised they didn't give that as a foul there. Let's have a look through some of the comments. And Josh is just about to eat his dinner now. Thank you for the updates, Josh. I was wondering, actually, if you were about to eat your dinner. That was on my mind. Spain will frustrate France tonight, and longer they can keep the ball out, that they will tire them. Yeah, that is the important thing for Spain tonight. I think it's keeping them at bay, keeping them at arm's length, and then hopefully, if they're sort of 1-0, 0-0, sort of 70 minutes, then Spain can really sort of get their mojo going and moving forward. When's the next Premier League stream? I don't know when the Premier League is back. Is it next weekend? Probably Chelsea, but I'll look at some of the fixtures and see what I'm doing next weekend. Sam must be on the Irish whiskey during that Ballon d'Or video. I just think it was a good video, if I'm honest with you. I think it was a good video. I'm very pleased with the way that came out. Nearly 20 minutes gone here, still 0-0 in Milan. Gavi rolls it into Ferran Torres. Spain have got on the ball, though, now. They've very much been dictating the play for the last 15 minutes. I say 15 minutes, 5-10 minutes is what I meant to say. But to be fair, I don't even think 15 minutes is unfair. It has been very much in the last 10 or so minutes. All a wave of red attacking going forwards. Gavi's just given away a foul, though. They're trying to redeem the ball off Kimpembe. And Brentford versus Chelsea, 16th of October, 5:30, day before my birthday. So there we are. Oh, yeah, let's put this little banner at the bottom. Didn't even realise I wasn't there. We have got a halftime game. I don't know where Shah is, if anyone can contact Shah. In fact, I will contact Shah. But we have got a halftime game as suggested by Shah. It's going to be, you've got to try and guess the player from the transfers. That should be fun. That should be fun for you guys anyway. Hopefully you know your transfers. Hopefully you know your transfers. God, they're just reading out, the commentators are just talking about the Spanish squads from the past, and you think, wow, what a team. What a team. What a team. And editing was good. Thank you, Fraser. Brentford are good, Sam. I assume you like Ivan Toney. I mean, I've seen bits of Brentford. They look good against Liverpool, but I don't think it was the greatest Liverpool defence. Paul Pogba has been fouled there by Rodri. A very cynical foul there. Paul Pogba's absolutely skipped by him. And looking at that replay, I was really worried then that Sergio Busquets was going to stand on Pogba. We had that last night as well, where I was worried that someone was going to stand on someone. Maybe it's just the angles of where the replays are, and sometimes it dictates and changes the way that things look. But it is still 0-0, and Pogba's down, just receiving a little bit of treatment at the moment in the UEFA Nations League final. I'm still backing my 3-1. I'm still backing my 3-1. I'm hoping. Let's see if we can get Shah in, because we've got his games for halftime, his suggestions. Pogba looks like he's back on his feet, and he's taken the free kick quickly there. Azpilicueta looks for that line again, looking for Ferran Torres. He seems to be the outball at the moment, and Kimpembe's made a mistake there. Torres has managed to nick the ball back, but it is now a Spain throw in deep inside the French half. And Kimpembe, I think he just tried to overcomplicate that slide tackle then. He's just slid in, and his foot was just slightly above the ball, and it's just slid under. Sam, I like the fact you've got a Chelsea scarf. You should wear it in your next stream. I'm not going to wear it in the next stream. I'll wear my new Chelsea top in the next stream. Ferran Torres looks to whip it in. Oh, just not a good enough ball there. Defended easily by the French defenders. France might be on the attack here, but looks like it's been recovered nicely by the Spanish defence. I'm Eric Laporte there. Alonso's had to go all the way back to Unai Simon. Hopefully his kicking's a little bit better this time. Played it into Busquets. Busquets, calm as you like there. Had two players around him, rolls it into... I don't even know who that is. I think it's Eric Garcia all the way back there. Looks like Oyarzabal from up here, though. Here is Oyarzabal. Back into Azpilicueta. Back into Eric Garcia. Just taking their time again, Spain. Azpilicueta rolls it into the feet of Oyarzabal. Poor ball, though, and easily intercepted by Kimpembe. Ball's been given away, though, by France. Gavi, just at the halfway line here, just gone back into the Spanish half. It keeps coming back to the Spanish. It keeps coming back. Here's Azpilicueta. They're really struggling to get out a little bit here. The press from France is relentless. Gavi looks down that line for Yazabal again, and he's just hooked it out of play, unfortunately. Just hooked it a little bit out of play. We can just see, I don't even know who that is warming up. Lucas Hernandez? Oh, God, you're testing me knowledge now. You're testing me knowledge now. It is a France throw-in, though. Couldn't really make anything of that there. The French, the Spanish attackers, though. Gavi's looks sharp so far. Meme Control says, Meme Central, sorry, says, hello, how are we doing? If you are new, Meme Central, or if you're just someone else who's just returning, lovely to have you on the channel, and lovely to have you sticking around. And let's have a look. Sam's knowledge was tested that day. Yes, exactly. Do you watch the game on a TV, or I have to watch them on the internet, Josh? Sam say, I like Mason Mount, my friend. With Mason, I'll show it to him. All right, yeah. I knew you were friends with Mason. Here's Varane into Kimpembe, back into Mbappe. Mbappe's got loads of room to roam here. Busquets has come over, though, and he's gone wider to Benzema, who's really, really wide here. Number 19, Benzema, squaring up with Aspilicueta into the feet of Griezmann, but rolled it back to Benzema. The shot was blocked, and Varane has given away a foul there. Given away a foul. You don't have Sky. No, I don't have a Sky box, unfortunately. But even if I did have Sky, it'd be pointless because the antenna thing is all the way over there, Tom. So it doesn't really make a difference if I have Sky or not, because I can't use it because my desk is over here and fixed to the wall. I'll get you a Merry Christmas from Stuart Dallas. Lovely stuff. 25 minutes played here. Still testing. It seems to be, it's a little bit cagey so far, but Ferran Torres has just glided by Theo Hernandez there, but there's no one in the box for Spain. It's defended again by Kimpembe. Kimpembe's done well there. He read the first cross where there was no one in the box for Spain, and then it unfortunately fell back to Torres, but Torres has then gone to take it by him, and Kimpembe's tackled and it's gone out for a Spanish corner. It is a little bit cagey so far, a little bit cagey. Sarabia whips the ball in. Laporte was just hanging around in that back area, and Lloris is going to look to unleash someone here. It's Kylian Mbappe under the ball. Oof. Defended just in time there. Just in time defended. I was a little bit worried. I was getting a little bit shaky. Getting a little bit nervous. But Yazabal did well there in a very, very foreign territory for him there. Very midfield based so far this game. Here is Yazabal again. He's got Torres wider. He has gone to Torres. He makes a darting run. Torres somehow manages to get the ball to Gavi. Gavi up against Kimpembe, and Kimpembe's done really well there. He's not given away a foul. He's managed to actually gain a throw-in as well. And Josh is going to be back at half-time. No worries. If there are new people in the chat, be sure to smash that subscribe button and let us know your score predictions for today's game. You've, of course, got to be a subscriber to be in the chat. So if you haven't already, where did you get your banner done? One of my friends did it for me. He just changed a few things because I was designing it in the first place. I just couldn't quite get it to fit, but one of my friends did it for me. Sam, do you like Gavi Javi? I mean, I don't know much about him. This is the first time I've seen him play, but he looks very, very comfortable on the ball. Shame there's no Pedri tonight, but that's a lovely ball in behind from Marcos Alonso. Pulled across the box again from Sarabia. And Spain just don't have the men in the box. That's the problem with playing almost like a false nine. They don't have the men in the box at the moment, and they're struggling in that regard. They are struggling there. Really are struggling to create chances and get players in behind. And they're having to recycle the play yet again. The French are holding tight. They're sort of just bracing themselves through this through this wave of Spanish attacks, Spanish possession, and they're not doing a bad job at the moment, France. They'll be worried at the amount of possession that the Spanish are getting, but they know that they're not making them, changing them, converting them into shots. And it's not been too bad. Not been too bad so far for the French. Jules Koundé just getting a foot in there as well. And they're just pinning them in the Spanish half here. But that's a lovely ball out wide. They're trying to get the ball quickly out wide here, Spain. And Gavi's picked up the ball in the centre, though. As I say that, commentator's curse, of course. Sergio Busquets into Azpilicueta. He has Torres wider than him. He goes to Torres wider than him. Torres goes, another poor ball. Another poor ball from Ferran Torres there. There's been 4 or 5 balls so far. 4 or 5 balls so far that have just been poor from Ferran Torres. He's been doing everything right in terms of trying to be aggressive, trying to move the play forward, but he's just lacking that final cross at the moment. And it doesn't help as well, like I said a minute ago, there is no one in the centre. They've not got that focal point. They've not got a Karim Benzema or a Kylian Mbappe or someone like that who's going to stand in your box and be in the box, and you can guarantee that they will be there because they've got the legs to do so. Or in Karim Benzema's case, you've got a player who loves to score goals and will stand in that box all day and wait for the ball to come to him. France tried to get out there, but the Spanish have been able to put a foot in yet again. Sam, if Mason Mount was a woman, would you marry Mason Mount? What on earth? That's a quick throw-in, though. Gone in behind there. They're appealing for a handball here, the Spanish players are. Marcos Alonso has managed to win the ball back again. Roll it into Torres, into Sergio Busquets. Busquets has 2 over there. He's rolled it out wide. One of those is Oyarzabal. Another poor pass. That final ball there. Final ball was awful, awful. Here's Benzema, though, going the other way. Mbappe stretching out those long legs of his, trying to skip past Aymeric Laporte, but you got to be better than that to get past Aymeric Laporte. Got to be much better than that. And the Spanish have regained possession here, and actually they've given away a foul. The French have on Sarabia. Benjamin Pavard, cynical foul, and I tell you what, they might have a case there. They might have a case, but his arm is like this, so it's bent, but it's just behind him, just there. And so it's sort of out of that natural body position, Jules Koundé's arm, but it's not too far. It's not like it's like that or anything like that, or it's up in the air. So there is a VAR check going on, or there was a VAR check going on, but players resumed, and the Spanish haven't got a penalty, and the French, I would say they've got away with one, but they haven't. Here's Pogba. Rolls it back into Koundé. Back into Pogba again. Rolls it into the feet of Benzema, who tries to go wider to Pavard, but well read by Alonso, and the Spanish can go the other way now with Oyarzabal. Oyarzabal rolls it into Sarabia. Has come back, though, but the referee's given the foul there on Oyarzabal, who kind of got snapped cynically there as he tried to retain possession. He sort of drops his shoulder there, sort of flies by Varane, and that man who Tom said he didn't really like is showing me why Tom maybe has his question marks around his defensive ability. Spurs lost their first game in the Women's Super League. Typical Spurs, bottling it yet again, Max. What if he was influential for the Chelsea women's team? Well, if you're influential for the Chelsea women's team, then you've got to be a good footballer. You've got to be a good footballer. We're all Chelsea, aren't we? All Chelsea. Don't matter which team, we'll support them. Nicely nicked there by Gavi or Javi or whatever you want to call him. Sergio Busquets. He is so calm on the ball. An underrated player, Sergio Busquets, but so calm on the ball. He knows exactly what he's doing. Marcos Alonso with a delightful switch of the play to Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres cuts inside Theo Hernandez, who can't really keep Ferran Torres quiet. Here is Marcos Alonso now. Back to Busquets. Busquets switches it wider to Gavi. Gavi has to come back, though. They've had to come back again, Spain, and they're back at their own halfway line with Eric Garcia, and I'm Eric Laporte now. They are taking their time. They're probing. They're having plenty of possession, but it's really, really slow, this build-up play from the Spanish. And they've got 67% of possession so far. 67%, but not able to do anything. They've only had one shot on target in this first half. But Sarabia, again, another poor cross. Sarabia's just gone to cross it into Yazabal and just rolled it into Pogba. And Pogba's now able to distribute the ball to Griezmann, and the French are going to go up the other end here. Griezmann has to come back, though. Rolls it in to Tchouameni, is what I'm going to call him. Tchouameni. I don't know if that actually is his name. But very, very cagey affair. Neither team wanting to show their cards too early and gamble and try to get themselves ahead. I wasn't expecting such a dominant performance in this first half in terms of possession from Spain. But Spain are really, really not doing anything with that possession. But Ferran Torres is driving here. That's a foul there from Tchouameni. Aurelien Tchouameni is what we're calling him for tonight. I'm sure you guys can forgive me for not having my French pronunciations on point. And he has given away a cynical foul, though, on Ferran Torres. And Ferran Torres he is doing the right things, but he's also not doing the right things at the same time. Like, his dribbling's been fantastic tonight, getting by players, skipping past. But so far, his crosses just haven't been great. But this is a free kick in a promising position here. It's not too far out, but it will be, I assume it's going to be Marcos Alonso to whip one in and sort of in-swing one in. It's on the right-hand side of the pitch, so his left foot will swing it in towards that back post. And I assume it's going to be a cross rather than a shot because he's about 30, 35 yards out here. What can Marcos Alonso do with this? Could make for a good sort of good halftime break if they can get a goal. 10 minutes away from halftime here. They do need to create more, though. With all this possession, Spain do need to create more. Come on, referee. Marcos Alonso it is. Goes to swing it in. Oh, he's tried to catch Lloris out there, and he's just gone to drill it front post. And Hugo Lloris was switched on there. Just watched it go wide. And it was the right idea. Nearly caught him off guard, but I think Lloris, even if that was on target, Lloris would have got to that. And unfortunately for Marcos Alonso, it was worth a try. You know, a shot on target would be nice. Would be nice. Oh, 37 minutes played, 7 minutes to half time. Can someone get their noses in front just before half time, or are we going a 0-0 all the way to penalties as well? Oh, Benzema nearly nicked the ball away there from the Spanish defenders as they're playing it between them. Azpilicueta rolls it back to Eric Garcia. All the way back to Unai Simon, or Simon, as someone told me to pronounce it earlier. Alonso into the feet of Oyarzabal. Oyarzabal turns, manages to find Gavi. Gavi unleashes Cesar Azpilicueta, and now they've gone wider again to Ferran Torres. That seems to be their play today. And Ferran Torres has skipped by Theo Hernandez like he's not there. Has Hernandez given away a foul there? No, according to the linesman and the referee, and it's gone out for a goal kick. Good defending in the end, but Theo Hernandez is struggling to keep hold of Ferran Torres, really struggling. Didn't quite realise Ferran Torres was that quick, to be honest. The turn of pace he's had in this game has been absolutely scintillating at times. Absolutely fantastic stuff from Ferran Torres. I've just heard the stat from the commentators there. Kylian Mbappe has only touched the ball 4 times, and of those 4 times, 2 of the times he's given the ball away. So that shows how quiet the French attackers have been in this game so far. Spain keeping them under wraps. And they've won it back again here, Spain. They've won it back really high up. Gavi, impressed with him so far. Very impressed, but he has just given it away. Here's Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe rolls it back looking for Griezmann, but it's defended nicely by Rodri, who Rodri seems to be in a more advanced position because he's playing in a double pivot rather than the single pivot we see him at Man City. Here's Lucas Hernandez back into Tukameni. Back to Pogba. Pogba looks for that Hollywood ball, but he's just overhit it, looking for the run of Griezmann straight into the hands of Unai Simon. Sam, join the server. I'll buy you a member on Josh's channel or an ice cream. Ooh, ice cream sounds nice. I'll sort it in a bit. I will sort it in a bit. Aspilicueta down the line for Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres has been fouled off the ball, but Gavi... apologies there. I did just knock the mic with my knee. Apologies. It's just down here. So apologies if that made a funny noise. Yes, Sam, I'm finally here. I went to my cousin's birthday. That's all right, Shah. I just thought because it's halftime, nearly halftime. We've got a halftime game, which you have suggested. I thought you could be involved. It's one of your games. So you'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Make sure you stay tuned for that, guys. I'll keep you entertained during the halftime period. Sarabia, awful cross. Another poor cross from a corner this time, though, straight into the hands of Hugo Lloris. I can put a better ball in than that. Really, really disappointed in the crossing of Spain so far. Really disappointed. Lloris has just rolled the ball out, though, and he's just taking his time. I think he's going to waste a bit of time here. I don't know who's gone down there off the ball, but that's not good. It's Rafa Varane who's gone down off the ball. He's just sat on the floor. Lucas Hernandez is it Lucas Hernandez who's coming on, or is Theo Hernandez having a drink? I don't know. This is confusing. Why do they have to look so similar? Rafa Varane is down, and it looks like they are going to have to make a change here, France. So, good news for Real Tom. He won't have to see Rafa Varane on the pitch for much longer. And of course, Manchester United, unfortunately for Grant, he'll be out, and he's just overstretched, hasn't he? That does not look good for Rafa Varane. He's just overstretched, and look, by the looks of things, he's pulled his calf or he's pulled his hamstring. Unlucky, Shah. You shouldn't have come onto the stream. You've given Manchester United bad luck, haven't you, Shah Hernandez? You might want to check Twitter, Sam. I will check Twitter in a little bit. I will get that sorted. Trying to work out who's coming on here. It's number 15 for France. Let's have a look. It is Upamecano who is coming on. So it's not Lucas Hernandez. They're going with Upamecano, who is of Bayern Munich. More than capable replacement. Looking at the match ratings, I'm just on SofaScore right now. Kylian Mbappe with the worst rating so far. Hopefully he hasn't got in his own head before this game. But it's more been the fact that France haven't been able to get the ball up to those front men easily. They've got three very talented front men and very talented goal scorers in Kylian Mbappe, Karim the Dream, Benzema, and, of course, Antoine Griezmann. And they haven't been able to get the ball down and get it to them. And that is Rafa Varane coming off. Upamecano comes on in his place. And we are just slightly before half-time. So the French have been forced into an early substitution. But it shouldn't shake the team up too much. Upamecano is more than capable of doing a job for the French defence, and hopefully that doesn't ruin their game plan too much. Thank you to all those who are watching tonight, and to the two people who are watching live on Twitch as well. I greatly appreciate you. And if you could drop me a follow over on Twitch if you're on YouTube, and vice versa, if you could drop me a subscribe if you're on Twitch, that would be absolutely fantastic. And we're back underway here with a big hoot from Hugo Lloris, looking to unleash Kylian Mbappe, but couldn't quite do it. And Spain have got back on the ball again. They do look so confident on the ball, other than Unai Simon, the Spanish team. Upamecano straight into action there, called into action. And he's on the ball right now. Rolls it back to Hugo Lloris. This is what I mean. Like, you can hear from my commentary there. The ball's gone all the way up one side of the pitch. And then from one back pass, it's had to come all the way back down back towards their own goal. And it's not great. It isn't great, is it, for a neutral? But it's what you have to do when you are playing football. Here's Marcos Alonso. Alonso, could he be the person to spark a goal from this Spanish side? We know he's a good striker of the ball, a very, very good striker of the ball. Real Tom, please stop swearing in the chat, mate. You've had your warning. I've seen you do it a couple of times, so please stop swearing in the chat. I will appreciate that. Next time you do it, you will be putting a timeout. Gone all the way back to Lloris again. I was a bit worried about his footwork there. It's going to be an interesting dressing room in halftime, isn't it? I think France will be like, we need to be better in the second half, and Spain will be happy with the first half. But the lack of creativity will be annoying for them. I think they'll have wanted to have a few more clear-cut opportunities. A few more clear-cut opportunities for Spain. That's what they need. Here's Busquets, just driving slowly. Rolls it into Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta has Ferran Torres wider. Again, he goes out wide to Ferran Torres. That link-up seems to be key. But Torres has been intercepted by Benzema there. Benzema all the way back doing his defensive duties. A long, long way back there. A long, long way back. Yes, Max, you haven't missed much, actually. There's not been a shot on target since like the 10th minute. So, yeah, you haven't missed much at all, Max. You haven't missed much at all. But we are a couple of minutes away from the half-time. We've got 2 minutes of added time, and we've got the half-time game. Sam, it's boring. I know. I'm trying to keep things upbeat, but I can't. I can't keep it upbeat. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. Oh, where's my mouse gone? Azpilicueta rolls it back into the feet of Oyarzabal. They are just lacking that cutting edge at the moment, that key man to pick out, and it's rather frustrating. Even as someone who isn't a Spain fan, it's rather frustrating to watch, I must say. And Spain have had to come back again. Or Gavi, should I say, has had the ball taken away from him. And Benzema's managed to nick the ball there. Here's Marcos Alonso. Alonso has to go back again. It's just recycling play. That's all it is. All the time. Recycling play, recycling play, recycling play. It's a slow one tonight. Very much a slow one. Torres dispossessed there. Pogba. Oh, another poor ball from France. They've not been at it in the final third so far, and they've given a ball away here as well. And Oyarzabal could be clear if he can get himself away from Jules Koundé, but he's used his pace very, very nicely. Very nicely. You're always going to have trouble getting past there. Oyarzabal not being the quickest player himself. He knows, doesn't he? He knows. He absolutely knows. Mohamed Mustafa, how are we doing, mate? Hope you're doing well, mate. You haven't missed much so far. It is still 0-0, and there's not been there's been one shot on target in the whole half. So you've not missed much, Mohamed. Hope you're doing well, mate. And if you could smash a like on the video, I would greatly appreciate that. Oh, cleared down the line. And that is half-time, ladies and gents. That is half-time. Boring game, Sam, says Shah. I totally agree with you, Shah. But hopefully we've got an exciting halftime game, which hopefully you guys will enjoy, created by the man, the myth, the legend. I've lost my flip-flop. The man, the myth, the legend, Sam sing Romelu. I'm not singing it again. He's got to be on the pitch for me to sing Romelu Lukaku. But it has been, this halftime game has been made up by Shah. So if it don't work, you can blame Shah. No. It should be a fantastic game, ladies and gents. Let me know when you are ready. I would go through like a halftime analysis and analyse what went on in the game, what worked well and what didn't. But it's 0-0 and there's been one shot on target, so I don't know what else I'm really supposed to say. Sam, where are you from? I am from Lincolnshire. I am just from near Hull is the best place to say. And yeah, blame me, says Shah. Exactly. So I'm assuming Shah is. I've put the wrong type of there. That's going to annoy me. Let's change that. That's going to annoy me. Right, here we go, ladies and gents. So the new halftime game, as courtesy of Shah, is guess the player by their transfers. And so what I've done is I've written down each player's transfers, whether it's 2 transfers in a row or 3 transfers in a row, and you get a couple of rounds. Evening, Ian. Hope you're doing well, mate. Depending on if there's a couple of rounds or whatever, you guys have got to guess sort of who the player is from the transfers. So I will give you like the first lot. So for example, if it was, let's think of someone who's really obvious. If it was Kylian Mbappe, for example, it would be Monaco to PSG, and then you've got to work out who it is. So I hope that makes sense. And Shah, I'm guessing that's the idea you mean. 1 like away from, and Mohammed's from Pakistan. Oh, lovely stuff, Mohammed. Thank you for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. And thanks for the clue, Sam. Exactly. So we will talk about the first player. So the first answer, like I said, depending on how many transfers these people have made, they might be split up into more than one transfer list. So, for example, if you are a Kevin Prince Boateng and you have made 15 transfers, then I've split them up, and then you've got to try and work out who it is, pretty much. I think that makes sense. We will jump into it, and we'll jump into the first round with the first 3 transfers for this player: a Genk to Chelsea to Werder Bremen. That is the first round. Which player has done Genk to Chelsea to Werder Bremen? Genk to Chelsea to Werder Bremen. Of course I remember you, Mohammed. Of course I remember you. Very easy, simple rules, guys. Exactly. So this isn't all of their transfers, but this is some of their transfers. Genk to Chelsea to Werder Bremen. Genk to Chelsea to Werder Bremen. And what I've done for sort of like the first couple, I've made it a bit easier, and then some of them are a bit more difficult. So this one, I'm hoping you guys are a little bit more clued up on this one. And it looks like a lot of you are going with Kevin De Bruyne. And I only know about Liverpool, says Ian. So wasn't KDB at Wolfsburg, says Max. Well, we'll wait and find out, won't we? We'll wait and find out. Oh, nice, Max Gamer. And it is KDB, according to Oliver. No Googling, Oliver. No Googling. And we'll move on to the next one. And so you guys now understand what it is. Wolfsburg to Manchester City. Who do we think it is? A lot of you were on the ball with that one. You should know that is Kevin De Bruyne's transfer history. So Genk to Chelsea to Werder Bremen to Wolfsburg to Manchester City. Does that make sense for you guys? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I went for a slightly easier one where obviously the Genk to Chelsea and then Chelsea to Germany would have been, an easy one. Obviously, for me, it's hard to judge what is easy and what isn't. 15 people in the chat. Be sure to join in. If you are here for the halftime show, be sure to join in. But let's move on. And just to confirm, that was Kevin De Bruyne's transfer history. So the next one we have is Basel to Bayern Munich to Inter Milan. Basel to Bayern Munich to Inter Milan. No Googling, of course. Just watching the highlights here. Oh, I get to watch the highlights of... Oh, my knee just clicked. I really hope you didn't hear that on the thing, on the microphone, because that was really loud. Just watching the highlights of Belgium versus Italy here. Perisic, says Max. Good shout there. Good shout there from Max. Who is the player? Whose player has this transfer history? I might have to come up with a few more if we're blasting through these. Might have to come up with a few more for you. So I'll just lean forward and I'll write an extra one in, or I'll come up with one in a second. Ryan Babel, says Fraser. Brilliant win for Fiore, by the way, guys. I didn't see it, actually. Ian, I didn't see it. Perisic, says Oliver. So they're settling with Perisic for this one after the first round. Settling with Ivan Perisic. And Oliver, you Googling, says Shah. Shah, you've put Perisic as well. Fraser's gone Perisic. Ryan Babel and Perisic seems to be the one that people are looking at. And the rest of the transfers for this player are Stoke to Liverpool to Lyon. So what player has gone Basel, Bayern, Inter, Stoke, Liverpool, Lyon? I think that is an obvious one. I think that is a massively obvious one. Let's see what people think. Shaq, says Oliver. Shaqiri says Joshua Chats football. Fraser says Shaqiri, and you would be right with that one there, Oliver. I think the bonus points go to you there, Oliver, because you did get it in the last round. But it is Xherdan Shaqiri who is the player who has that transfer history. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another one, and it's going to be I've got one that's already to be done. And whilst you guys think about that one, I am going to do a past player, so it's not as obvious who the player is. Hopefully that does make sense. So congratulations again to Oliver on that one. Max, where is this coming from? I swear you weren't a Spurs fan a few weeks ago. Anyway, we'll move on to the final one, or the other one that we've got. I don't know what time it is. What time is it? 20:45. I can't remember when the halftime started. Someone will have to let me know. I think it was past, so we shouldn't be too far away. Anyway, we'll see what time we've got after the end of this. And this is a hard one, guys. So if anyone gets this from the first one, very, very well done. You know your knowledge, and you'll get a gold star for this week. First one is Spurs to Dulwich Hamlet to IFK Hasselholm to QPR. You're just going to have to chuck random players out here, guys. You are just going to have to chuck random players out here for this one. I promise you the next one will give you a bit more of a clue as to who it is, the next sort of 2 or 3, and you should be able to build up and guess who the player is from that. I only really knew he was a Liverpool player, lol. Max is not my friend now. Bitter much Max. Edwards and Nani Maduka. Marcus Edwards. Sam, you making these up? No, I'm genuinely not. This is genuinely someone's career path, and they're quite a big player as well. They're quite a big player in England anyway. Eze, I mean, that's a good shout from the players you've currently got. Obviously, then the next transfer would be Crystal Palace, so we've got to wait and see what the next transfer is. Davis, of course, and let's have a look at the next set. It should start to make sense here that this man is a little bit of a journeyman. He then goes from Spurs, obviously, to QPR permanently, to then Portsmouth permanently, then Aston Villa permanently, Norwich on loan, and then back to Villa on loan. So, as you can see, this man is a bit of a journeyman, and I will give you the clue as well. He is not currently playing. Let's see what you guys go with. You've got to think of a journeyman here, guys. Gabby, I'm assuming that's Ogbonlahor. Good shout, that one. I don't know. Peter Crouch, potentially. Gabby Ogbonlahor, Jordan Rhodes. Max doesn't know. Really doesn't know. I'm guessing Real Tom doesn't know looking at that. Apologies for having to mute you, Tom, but I did say if you swear again, you would be going on a 5-minute mute, and it's only fair. We want to keep this as pleasant as possible. We'll move on to the next one. I think everyone's struggling there. So from Aston Villa, he then goes to Southampton, to Liverpool, to Portsmouth, to Spurs. It might be a few pennies might be dropping in people's heads now. A few pennies might be dropping here. Who has played? Think about it this way. If you are struggling, let me just check the chat before you guys. Sam, I hate Chelsea. Okay, Max, there's nothing I can do with that. Has Peter Crouch even played for Villa? Is it Peter Crouch, says Fraser. Sam, are you making these up? I promise you I'm not making this up. I promise you. Wayne Routledge, says Oliver. Oliver's getting into the spirit of it. Think, who's played for Liverpool, Portsmouth and Spurs? Liverpool, Portsmouth and Spurs. Sam Redgate-Large. Yes, Darren Bent. Another good shout from Oliver. Oliver's coming in for a few. Peter Crouch, has he even played for Villa? Harry Kewell, another. You're getting some of the ideas going here, guys. Robbie Keane, another good example. But I don't think Robbie Keane played for Portsmouth. But this final one should, in theory, give it away. And some of you are sniffing along the right lines here. The final stretch of this person's long journeyman career was Stoke to Burnley. Stoke to Burnley. This is because Oliver is Google searching. No idea, mate. Crouch, says Oliver. Yes, I got it then. Fraser, confidently. I think Fraser got that the earliest. I think Fraser got that one the earliest, didn't you, Fraser? I think you've got that one the earliest. And the answer is Peter Crouch. 2 meter Peter had a long and illustrious career. And I don't actually know where IFK Hasselholm is. I'm assuming it's Sweden. IFK Hasselholm is a Swedish club. They're currently in the second division of the Swedish divisions. So there we are. That is Peter Crouch's quite a long and illustrious career here for you. Spurs to Dulwich Hamlet on loan. They're in the 6th division of English football. IFK Hasselholm, who are now in the 2nd division of Swedish football. Then to QPR, then to Portsmouth, then to Aston Villa, then to Norwich on loan whilst at Villa, then back to Villa, Southampton to Liverpool, to Portsmouth to Spurs, finally finishing his career at Stoke, as I'm sure you guys can all remember, and then on to Burnley. And that is Peter Crouch's career in a oneer there for you. So congratulations to those who did get it. Congratulations to Fraser, who managed to just chuck a random guess out there with Peter Crouch and managed to get it. And yeah, I think it's a pretty mental career path when you look at that. Like the amount of people, when you look at like Jamie Carragher or Stevie G, people like that who stay at one club for 15 years, it is pretty mental that you get people like Peter Crouch, Kevin Prince Boateng, people who move around all the time and can't commit to one football team. But that will conclude this halftime show. I hope you have enjoyed. Yeah, my idea, and I'm still a Dumbo, says Shah. Unlucky, you'll get better at it, Shah. You'll get better at it. Maybe you can give us the players. Oh, I thought he didn't play for Villa, lol. Yeah, he did. Let me double check what year that is. Peter Crouch played for Aston Villa, but he did play for Aston Villa. Peter Crouch. Let's have a look. 40 years young. What a man. Between 2002 and 2004, he played 37 times in the league for them, scoring 6 goals. And yeah, that was his whole career at Aston Villa. And then, of course, he went to Southampton, did pretty well, and then played for Liverpool, didn't he? Well, that's where I remember him, first of all. Had a good season at Portsmouth and then moved to Tottenham Hotspur. Has never been prolific, has he, Mr. Peter Crouch? But he was pretty prolific in an England shirt. 42 games played, 22 goals scored. I think his best goal scoring season was 16 when he was at Portsmouth. 18 when he was at Liverpool across all competitions. Best in the league was 12 or 18 when he played in the 1st division for Portsmouth ages ago before he moved to Aston Villa. But that does conclude this halftime show. Thank you to Shah for that idea. I really enjoyed that. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as possible. So you have proof that what you're saying is true. I don't know who you're talking to now, Tom. I don't know who you're talking to now, but the players are coming back underway for the second half. And I must emphasize this yet again, guys. If you haven't already, smash that like button, hit subscribe, maybe share it with a friend, someone who might enjoy this, who might enjoy the video earlier on as well. And of course, if you haven't seen the video from earlier on, go on the channel and make sure to have a watch. I think it's quite funny at times. It's quite heartwarming. It's a real roller coaster of emotions. Of course, I don't really think of that. But, yeah, here we go. And Wilco's telling me to check my DMs, so I don't know what video he's just sent me. I can't actually view that, Josh, until I'm back, but I'll view it in a bit, Josh. I'll view it in a bit. Thanks, Fraser, and congratulations for being the cleverest. Tom, who are you talking to? Tom's shouting at a cloud. I don't know if you've seen the old man yells at cloud meme, but that is Tom at the moment. That is Tom at the moment. But yeah, we're about to get back underway, though, here in Milan. It is still 0-0, hoping for a better second half. Please, 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 please be a better second half. Oh, that was an awful voice crack. Please be a better second half. It can't be much worse, can it? It can't be much worse, especially from a French point of view. Cannot be much worse. The French have got us back underway, though. Hopefully, they look a little bit more direct this time. Pogba's tried to do that there, but read well nicely by Cesar Azpilicueta. Oh, that was a hefty tackle there. A very, very hefty tackle. Sam, if it gets more boring, jump on that bed behind you. Sam, when I was young and Matic scored that screamer against Tottenham, that was so iconic. Sam, can I mute Tom, please? I don't think he's going to be in the chat much longer, if I'm honest with you. Looking at that message, I don't know what fake stats you're hearing, Tom, but at the end of the day, clearly whatever they're trying to do to wind you up is working, and that's the worst way to deal with people who are trying to wind you up, isn't it, Tom? If you just keep quiet, they won't say it. They know how to push your buttons. But hopefully we'll have you back in a couple of weeks' time. Maybe just not your night tonight, Tom. But we are back underway in the second half, and there was a bit of a hefty tackle on Sergio Busquets by Paul Pogba, but it does look like both players are okay. I think he ended up standing on his ankle, and it didn't look good. Did not look good. Tries to loop that back again, and Spain are living a little bit dangerously there, and that is an awful pass from Aymeric Laporte on his weak foot there, only as far as Mbappe, and tried to thread the ball through there, but blocked by the Spanish defenders. Sergio Busquets now, can he get them on the attack? Sideway passes again. Azpilicueta finds the feet of Oyarzabal, though. Oyarzabal has Ferran Torres up above him to the right. Oh, poor pass again. It's just that final third tonight. Really, really, really disappointing this final third has been so far. And they're just, both sides are just lacking that cutting edge. You won't believe that these are the teams that are playing for the Nations League final. It's a good job it's not a World Cup final, because I tell you what, this standard of football tonight has been shoddy at times. Really, really shoddy. Not great at all. Let's see how many likes we're on, ladies and gents. And we are on 18 likes. Absolutely fantastic, guys, with 2 extra subscribers back up to 407. Even better. So thank you to you guys. If we can get ourselves up to 20 likes, if Charles Nan hasn't already liked the stream, make sure she does, share. Make sure she does. Just looking at the man of the matches so far, Azpilicueta and Paul Pogba, allegedly. Oh, lovely little bit of play there. Lovely interchange between Mbappe and Benzema. But Benzema's pass was a little bit overhit, allowed Eric Garcia to get back in. Pogba looks. France generally looks as if they've got back into the team, and Pogba is at the centre of this at the moment. Looks like they're trying to get back into this game. Here's Rodri, goes back into my TV. My laptop got in the way there. That's why I ducked. Aspilicueta goes by Lucas Hernandez there, as if Theo Hernandez, as if he's not there. But that's a poor ball from Ferran Torres, and France have been able to get the ball back. Here is Upamecano, goes out wide to Hernandez, back into Kimpembe. Kimpembe steps away from the winger, closely marking him. But they've had to go all the way back again, France have. It's been a matter of 2 presses here. Sam, unpopular opinion, if Hazard never left, he would be the best. He would have been the best player in the Prem. Oh, that is a big call. I don't know if he would be the best in the Prem right now. I would love to see the debates though between Hazard and Mohamed Salah, but 2 completely different players, really, isn't it? A creative winger and a goal-scoring winger, but both very, very good players. I hate when people sort of mention them in the same breath. I know I just did that then. But you just love to see them, wouldn't you? Both in the same league, both thriving would be lovely stuff. But I am gutted that Eden Hazard, it hasn't worked out for him. But also, still a Chelsea legend, isn't he? Still a Chelsea legend, one of our best ever players. Well, at least one of our best players in the 21st century. Anyway, Pogba did manage to win a free kick there, just a pull on the shirt. And again, it's a little bit stop-start the play in this first 5 minutes. The ball keeps going out. There keeps being fouls. It's a little bit cagey. Both teams sort of, I don't know, I was expecting these sort of feelers to go down after a while. You know what I mean? Like where they start to sort of be able to work out each other's team, find the gaps. But it doesn't seem to be working that way. Ian says Salah is fitter than lazy Hazard. He is definitely fitter, but the thing is that's part of the way that Hazard plays is he finds the space, which is a very, very hard skill. Obviously now Hazard isn't anywhere near that level, and saying them in the same breath isn't fair on Mohamed Salah because Mohamed Salah is the best player in the Premier League on current form. So who knows? Pavard, lovely flick into Pogba, back into Benzema, back into Pavard, but defended nicely. Is Koundé giving away a foul there? No, Sarabia's not got the foul there. Hazard wasted his talent. I mean, I don't know. It's a hard one, isn't it? Because he did get injured, and then injuries aren't wasting the talent. Best player in the Premier League is Conor Gallagher, according to Oliver. I mean, I can back that. He's a Chelsea boy. Oh, I thought I knocked that on the floor there. Come on, let's have a shot on target. I genuinely am going to celebrate like it's a goal next time there's a shot on target. There we are. You've heard that. Wait for this. I guarantee you I'll miss it. I'll be reading a comment. Pogba skips away from 2. Oh, he's going to commit to that one, isn't he? That was a hefty tackle. Surprised he's got away with that one in this day and age, but he's managed to win the ball back, and he's given the ball here to Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe back to Pogba. Pogba looks to switch it to Koundé. Koundé into the young man in centre midfield whose name keeps eluding me. Koundé, he's giving the ball away here though. And it's Oyarzabal who goes to Sarabia. Oyarzabal sees, oh my God. Oh my God. Why can't anyone just get on the end of a cross? Someone cross the ball well. Please, man. Please. That was a poor ball, and Mbappe might be able to go up the other end here. Here's Kylian Mbappe. Can he see Benjamin Pavard? He can. Here's Pavard. Looks to roll it back into Mbappe. Oh, my gosh. Great defending there from Marcus Alonso. Fantastic defending. The game's opened up a bit in the last couple of minutes. It's opened up. End-to-end stuff. Now it looks like a final. Mbappe to whip one in, but blocked at the front post by Oyarzabal. That's very good defending. Very, very good defending. I would prefer to play for Burnley and always start than play for PSG. gosh, I cannot believe that ball across from Sarabia was so inviting. Oyarzabal was in the middle. I thought he was going to get to it, and then Ferran Torres just wasn't committed enough at the back post, and nearly ended up Sarabia's pass almost ended up being the assist to the assist. And that is offside with Benjamin Pavard there. But at least we got some life in the game there, guys. At least we got some life in the game. A little bit better from Mbappe and France generally, but even still, it had to come from their own mistake and half an opportunity, or it should have been half an opportunity for Spain. Lovely play by Rodri. Manages to find Busquets, who tries to knock it forward. That will be brought back for the foul, though. There was no advantage there. And it is a yellow card for Koundé there. A yellow card. That is, I believe, the first yellow card of the evening for Jules Koundé. When is there a goal? I don't know. Fraser, you're supposed to tell me that one. Yeah, definitely yellow card. Stopping an attack as well there. I think Busquets might have, if he'd have, been able to get to that firmly and actually play a pass, I think Spain would have been on the counter-attack there. But tactical foul there from Jules Koundé, and it could end up going to extra time and penalties if that's what the Nations League does, or if it's just pens. France will win 2-0, says Ian. Ian's still backing there to be some goals in this game. Oh, I'm not so sure. I think Real Tom might have been onto one with a 3-1 win for Spain, because Spain do look a lot like Spain look like the world champions, not France tonight. France have been shoddy, very, very much so. But here goes Pablo Sarabia down the left-hand side, but very well defended there by Jules Koundé. Manages to get a body across, tap it out for a throw-in. Deep inside the French half, though. Thrown in towards Oyarzabal. Oyarzabal into Sarabia, into Marcos Alonso. Alonso with a clever ball in behind towards Gavi. Is that a foul? Is that a penalty? Referee says no. I'm sure VAR will check that. It did look a little bit soft. And they've managed to clear the ball now, France. And it's all the way back to the French defenders. The Spanish defenders, apologies. The Nations League is the most boring and most confusing competition also ever. Yes, I will. And I'll check my DMs once I've done the stream. Max. Oh my gosh. It's at least livened up a little bit. Sam, no, I don't live there. I don't live there, actually. I don't know why you're starting with this again, Shah. Please don't. Let's talk about the football. We've got plenty of exciting stuff going on here. There was nearly a penalty there. I know it was a dull game, but my gosh. Good strength there. Lovely, lovely strength there to keep the Spanish players at bay there from Tucumena, who's had a good game so far. He was the person, though, who could have given the foul away for the penalty. Here's Rodri, goes to Marcos Alonso. Alonso into the feet of Sarabia. Sarabia's given the ball away, but Benjamin Pavard can't make the most of that, and Alonso has the ball again at the halfway line. Alonso looking for that ball in behind, looking for Oyarzabal. Oyarzabal tactically plays for the corner, though. Jules Koundé didn't quite do the best of touches there. We're just going to watch that potential foul again. And oh no, what a great tackle that was actually from Tucumeni. That was a fantastic tackle on second viewing. It did look like Gavi got it in the first place, but a lovely, lovely tackle on second viewing. Cleared the ball out nicely. Lovely stuff. Lovely, jubbly. Nations League is dead. Marcos Alonso crosses the ball in, looking for the head of Rodri, but it's cleared on the line nearly, just in front of the line by the French defenders, and it's gone all the way back to the halfway line with Spain again. Story of my life tonight, isn't it, chaps? Isn't it? Story of my life, to quote One Direction. Here is Sergio Busquets. Busquets goes wider into Xavi, or Gavi, or whatever I was calling him. Aspilicueta back into Ferran Torres. They're playing some nice football here. I'm getting all my P's muddled up as well. Goes for a big switch there, looking for Marcos Alonso. They're trying to spread the play, trying to find some gaps. Here's Pablo Sarabia. Pablo Sarabia has to go back again, though. The French wall is standing in front of them, this massive white wall that they cannot get through. Griezmann tries to get the ball himself, but this front three of France have had no service whatsoever, and when they've got the ball, they can't keep the ball themselves. Rodri into the feet of Gavi, who goes into Eric Garcia. Garcia is going to try to take the ball out himself. Is that a foul? The referee gives it as a foul, yes. Ian says, to be honest, I hate all international football, just interrupts club football and risks injury to players. Yeah, we were saying this last night, actually. It's annoying, but I guess it is their jobs, isn't it? But we get all the hypes of the World Cups and the Euros, and we've just got to deal with the rough with the smooth, like I said last night, and like we discussed last night. It is, if we didn't have these, we wouldn't have the World Cups and the Euros, so we've got to make do. But Azpilicueta sends Torres wider. Torres squaring up with Hernandez, back into Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta finds Busquets. Busquets with a little bit of time, picks out Rodri, goes wider to Alonso. Sideways football here from Spain, not really testing or probing this French defence coming up to 60 minutes here, and the French have done really well there to get a goal kick, managed to play the ball onto Rodri. Oh, Sam, I know I would like to you to get OBS and play Football Manager Chelsea career mode. That would be fun. Sam, would you rather support Sutton United or Oldham? I have no opinion on that watch. French defense. I have no opinion on either of those. Pino has just come on. If you like pina coladas, Pino has just come on. And Sarabia has come off for Pino. Sarabia was very quiet, wasn't he, tonight? Not the best outing for Sarabia, but maybe Pino could be the man to Pino Grigio. Maybe he could be the man to why am I just quoting? I'm just quoting alcohol. Maybe he could be the man to do the job for Spain tonight. They will probably start to get a little bit desperate, both teams. They won't want to take it to extra time. If there is extra time, I don't know if there is, but if there is, they won't want to take it there. That's a bit of a spannered clearance there from Aymeric Laporte, who's been quiet. Thought something was very different to Pino. What? Pino. Oh, Peno, right. I'm reading that wrong. Apologies, Oliver. Or just record episodes and upload them for your YouTube channel. Yeah, maybe so. I'll have to work out how to do it. What's best? I'll have to work out how to do it. It's been a hard-fought game at the moment, a really hard-fought game at the moment, but it is a slow game. 60 minutes played. I'm hoping for some injection of pace into this game. It has been a boring one, hasn't it? I don't know how I always manage this. Every game I pick to stream is just an awfully boring game. But that's a lovely ball from Griezmann. Griezmann trying to unleash Mbappe, but Unai Simon has done really well to read that. He's just got in front of Mbappe and he's managed to hoof the ball back up the field and get that out of town. Get it out of town. But here's Mbappe again coming back, and Azpilicueta's read that nicely. Finds the feet of Oyarzabal. Oyarzabal, dodgy touch there, but he manages to get it to Busquets. Busquets slows the play down, just like Sergio Busquets does, and rolls it to Aymeric Laporte. Here's Laporte driving into a little bit of space here. The French defender's backing off. Here is Pino. Pino, is he going to take on his man? He is. He's going to cut inside and he's going to go back outside. But Benjamin Pavard reads it really well. Playing a bit risky, though, Benjamin Pavard. Pogba with a lovely turn. Lovely turn. I think that was Pogba. Oh, no, Pogba's on the ball now. It was the young man with a lovely Pogba-esque turn. That's what I thought it was. It was the way he held his body. Looks like it. Here's Mbappe. Goes wider to Benzema. Oh, off the crossbar. Oh, Theo Hernandez off the crossbar. Much better from France. Much better. Still not a shot on target, but much better. Lovely counter-attack from France that has seen Theo Hernandez hit the crossbar, and France are now back at their own halfway line. And oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And that all came from that Pogba-esque turn that I was talking about. But Yazabal might be in the other end here. Yazabal might be in. He's in. Yazabal scored. That came out of nowhere. That was one ball. Yazabal has made it 1-0. The French defence has switched off. And it's 1-0. Oh my gosh. What a turnaround that was. Holy. What on earth? What a turnaround that was. It's Busquets with a lovely long ball. He's onside. A poor touch in the first place. And then Kimpembe, he makes the mistake. Oh, sorry, Upamecano makes the mistake. And he just doesn't hit the ball back. And it's clinical from Oyarzabal this time. But France are going to be annoyed. They are going to be shooting themselves and kicking themselves in the foot. It is, they must be so annoyed with themselves. So annoyed. But that does mean it is 1-0. And I will update the banners and stuff. But, oh my gosh, what a turnaround that is. What a turnaround that is. Spain 1, France 0. I did not expect that. I guess my 3-1 is still technically on, though. I guess that is what I can say. But, oh my gosh, guys, what did we make of that goal? That just spiced up the game. And I expect a much better ending sort of 25 minutes to the game than we've had the first 65. Here is Pogba. Pogba goes wider. Benzema here. Is he going to cut in on that right foot? He is. He goes to Benzema. Oh my gosh! What a finish! I'm not even going to bother. What a finish from Kareem the Dream. He gets that nickname for a reason. Oh my gosh, from about 20 yards out, he's cutting on his right foot and he is curled in an absolute perler. I'm updating it to say 1-0, but it's 1-1. Oh my gosh, hasn't this livened up? Oh my gosh, what on earth is going on here? It is now 1-1. France have turned on the class. Karim Benzema cuts inside on his right foot and bends it into the top corner. Unai Simon had no chance. He really did. He had no chance. And it is Spain 1, France 1. And in a matter of minutes, we've gone from having the most boring game on the planet to having Oyarzabal and Benzema both score goals. How do I spell Oyarzabal? I didn't even get a chance. They're going to give me a chance to update the banners and stuff. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my God. I can't even spell Oyarzabal. Z. Is that right? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm going to be back with you guys in a quick second. I don't even know what minute Oyarzabal scored in. I think it was like 64th. And then Benzema has scored in the 65th. Oh my gosh. What on earth? I've got to update this big banner here. Hang on, there might be another goal here. Oh my gosh, a chip from about 20 yards out. Unai Simon was in no man's land. Absolutely in no man's land there. And Mbappe's gone for the chip. It's all happening. It is all happening in the second half now. That's all it took. One attempt on target. That is all it took. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe that. I cannot believe how much this game has just turned on its head. It's gone from being the most boring game on the planet, and this final 20 minutes is going to be fearsome. It's going to be fiery. It is going to be something else, ladies and gents. Hold on to your seats because it is going to be an exciting final few minutes. It is going to be an exciting few. And we're just looking at a no goal as well. It's all going off. It is all going off. And now I'm finally back up to date with my overlays and stuff. There we are. Confirmation there. Never seen a lookalike since goal wasn't that chip. Wasn't a chip. It was a French fry. Nice, Ian. I rate that. Top banner says 1-0. I know, Oliver. I'm trying to get through it. Man. I'm trying to get through it. My 2-2's kind of on. 1-1. Wow. Where's the wild celebration as the shot was on target? I mean, I think I was advocately hyped enough. Hi, I'm back. Oh my God, I've missed so much. You've literally, the last 3 minutes have been insane. But here goes Kylian Mbappe again, trying to go down to the byline. We've had goals from, oh my God, I need to catch my breath. We've had goals from Karim the Dream Benzema, who scored the second goal of tonight's game, who's been in an absolute perler. But the first goal was an absolute disaster class from France to concede. And it is 1-1. And I feel like I need to sit back and catch my breath now because it's all happened in one go. And France now have a corner as well. Oh my gosh. Here's Pogba with a header. Oh, straight into the hands of Unai Simon. But he's going to try and get Spain underway again here. He's going to try and get them on the counter-attack. Here we are being led by Oyarzabal, who looks to go wide for Gavi. He's got Ferran Torres and Pino in the box. Gavi comes back, though, because he can't get past Lucas Hernandez. Rolls it back into Rodri. Rodri across to Marcos Alonso. Alonso shaping up. He's got no options, and he's going to have to come back. Oh my gosh, Pino here. Pino in the left wing position. Is he going to roll it back to Rodri? He does. Little 1-2. Tries to roll it into the feet of Marcos Alonso, but defended nicely by France. And that's a lovely ball from Karim the Dream to unleash Kylian Mbappe in behind. Mbappe. Is he going to get a shot off? He is, but it's a pants shot. It's been blocked. It's been deflected. He's surrounded by red shirts now, and he's had to go back again to Karim the Dream. That was a promising opportunity, but the play has just slowed down a little bit here. But Pogba's got it nice and wide. A ball whipped in by Griezmann. Pavard arriving at the back post, but defended nicely again by Aymeric Laporte. And Benzema is going to have to recycle the play again. It is all happening, ladies and gents. We're not going to get a breath for another 20 minutes by the looks of things, and that is a poor ball in, though. And relax. Oh my gosh. What happened to this game? What happened to this game? What happened to this game? It has all kicked off in this second half. In this last 10 minutes, this has been the most exciting 10 minutes of football ever. Most exciting 10 minutes. Oh my gosh, that's what we needed. That's what we were looking for in the first half, and that's a poor clearance. Can he roll it in? He can. Oh my gosh, what a poor finish from Kylian Mbappe. Rolled in from Griezmann, and Mbappe's hit it straight into the hands of Unai Simon. Oh my gosh. And Shah supports Manchester United. Yeah, ask Sam. He supports Manchester United. Action galore on the Sam Redgate-Large channel. It is. And if you haven't already, smash that like button, hit subscribe, smash that follow button. I'll keep you up to date with everything going on. Oh my gosh. Cannot believe this second half, or this last 10 minutes even. Cannot believe it. It has been feisty. It has been an absolute madness so far. Absolute madness. Oh, just calm it down, ladies and gents. Calm it down. Even Spurs can win the championship. I don't even think Spurs could win the championship, if I'm honest with you, Max. Oh, relax. Here's Busquets. Busquets into the feet of Rodri. Rodri might shoot from here. He does. It's blocked. It's looping. Oh, just over the bar. And it will be a Spanish corner. It is a Spanish corner, ladies and gents. Who is going to come out on top of this game? It's firing on all cylinders now, isn't it? Absolutely feisty, this one. Very, very feisty. I just said you can't compare the two halves. No, you absolutely cannot compare the two halves. Mental what is going on in the second half. Mental stuff. Absolutely flying by. Only took a goal. And both teams have kicked themselves into action here. Really kicked themselves into action. And it's good to have some goals. Good to have some goals. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. Cannot believe it. this second half, and that's just gone out for a goal kick from that proceeding corner. Anyway, I'm just having to work stuff out in my head. Oh, it's frazzled me. Most boring. Oh my God, what has gone on? Exactly. Sam, can I chat to you after this game on Instagram? Absolutely. I'm a Liverpool fan. You'll never walk alone. Lovely stuff, Ian. Game is like Liverpool versus Man City match second half. Exactly. Yeah, it is. It's got that fiery nature to it in the second half, hasn't it? And all we needed was a mistake from one of the defenders, and it's let him in. And then Benzema scored a peeler. Off comes Gavi, and on comes Koke. So, meaning business here, Spain, bringing on the vastly experienced Koke. We know what he's all about now. Very, very consistent midfielder. Box to box, good at defending. Isn't known for his goal scoring, but he does have a shot on him. And it's going to be an infuriating final 15 minutes if no one scores from here. After all that promise of the last 10 minutes, but that's a mistake again by Upamecano. Upamecano is up against Oyarzabal. Oyarzabal comes back to Alonso. Alonso into the feet of Ferran Torres. Alonso back to Laporte. Oh my gosh. They've managed to work their way out of an attack there. I don't quite know how they've managed it. And France might be able to counter-attack here with Kylian Mbappe on the ball. Rolls it wider to Benzema. Benzema has the overload there of Lucas Hernandez. Lucas Hernandez has to come back again, and it's going to be recycled again. Pogba, lovely ball into the feet of Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe looks to pull it back. Oh, defended nicely, though, by Spain, and it's hoofed clear with a big old rubber hoof. Pogba with a shot. Ooh. Bit of a snapshot from about 30 yards out. We know he does have a shot like that in his locker, but absolutely fires it, and Erin's just said she's off. So see you later, Erin. Enjoy your night, and make sure you stay safe. Make sure you stay safe. Sam, show us the muscles. I don't know what muscles you're on about. What do you think of Brentford versus Chelsea game? I'm hoping for Brentford to take some points off Robert Hoothcleared. I knew Aaron would love that one. Benzema, I call him Benzema. Or Benzema. Benzema? Is that what you mean? I'm looking forward to Brentford Chelsea. It should be goal fest, I'm hoping. Either way, but that's a lovely touch there. Oh my gosh, what a touch that is from Pino. We'll hold that thought. Pino, he's going all the way here. He's been shoved out wide though by Kimpembe. Stands him up, rolls it into Koke. Koke looking to pull it back, and it has gone out for a corner. It has gone out for a corner. Yeah, it should be a good game. Of course, Ian, you will be wanting that, especially as Liverpool dropped points against Brentford a couple of weeks ago. Brentford were good in that Liverpool game, though. I was proper back in Brentford, got behind the hype. And lovely to see you active, Aaron. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you're doing well. Hope you enjoyed the video earlier on as well. If you haven't already, guys, be sure to smash that like button. Let's see how close we are to that 20-like goal. I haven't seen it in a little while. So let's have a look. We are on 19. Can someone do me the favour and get their nan? Shah, you've got a nan. Make sure you get her to subscribe and like the video. You said Pogba has a shot like that in his locker. You should have said in his France locker instead of his Foot locker. Oh, nice. Saudi Mags should go in for Tony to bump up the home numbers. Potentially, yeah. I think Tony could be a good player. I'm intrigued to see how that will play out for Newcastle United over the next few weeks, especially as obviously you've got financial fair play. But I'll hold that thought. Pino cuts in on his right foot. Lovely drop of the shoulder. Looks to bend one. Defended nicely though. Pogba maybe fouled there, but he's managed to get the ball out to Benjamin Pavard, who's hooked it clear, but only as far as Rodri. The Spanish are piling on the pressure here, but France might be able to hit him on the counter-attack with Lucas Hernandez going up this left-hand side. He's got Mbappe out wide. He uses Mbappe. Mbappe cuts back in, rolls it into... I can't even tell if that's Pogba. I couldn't even tell. It just proper blurred there. It looked like Pogba. It looked like his running style. We've hit 20. Thank you, Shah. Sam, what is going on? Like a Euro final, except for England and Italy was there. Yeah, I know. It's absolutely gone crazy. It's end-to-end now. The Spanish are piling paella here. What? Dubois is coming on for France. Don't know who he'll be coming on for. I'm assuming Benjamin Pavard because I think he's a fullback, but it might be a centre-back move as well because I don't think he's quite mobile enough. But what I was going to say is lovely to have you back, Real Tom. What I was going to say is, Aaron, I wonder how it'll work with financial fair play because you can't just inject all that money in and then not be thingied for financial fair play because you don't want to inject all that money into it. And then it is Pavard coming off for Dubois. You don't want to inject all that money into Newcastle United and then have a transfer ban and then all your best players leave because you're not done very well. Imagine how happy we would have been if England won. I know, Shah, it would have been so good, man. It would have been so good. 5-year project for Newcastle at least. Yeah, I don't know how much of that money they're actually going to spend as well. That's the thing. Obviously, Man City, we knew they were going to spend an absolute fortune. It's good, though, that they've got the money, they've got the backing. I'll speak about it a little bit more during the week. But here is Lucas Hernandez, who's managed to thread through Kylian Mbappe. Is he onside? Mbappe rolls it in. Is that onside? And the linesman has put his flag up. The Spanish think it is offside, but I don't know. The Spanish are adamant that I was offside. Like, literally, they just turned around and had the flags up, and they were like, no, he's offside. He's offside. The French players are off celebrating. It would be an 80th minute goal, and Kylian Mbappe, who would have scored it. But I'm sure VAR will kick in. I'm going to hold back because it was how adamant. It wasn't like... where people just moan for moaning's sake. They were so adamant that he was offside. I wonder if it's Marcos Alonso who's kept it on. He's not. He's miles off. Kylian Mbappe is off. He's offside. He is definitely offside there, Kylian Mbappe, and it won't count. I am 100% certain that won't count. And the French have made themselves look like a fool. I don't think that is going to count. Unless I make myself look like a fool, I think that's not going to count. And Kylian Mbappe is going to be, he's going to have his goal ruled out, unfortunately. That is my opinion on the matter. I think that is what is going to happen. There is a goal check going on for VAR. Check over. What? That's stood. What? I cannot believe that. That's stood. Are you kidding me? I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that has stood. I cannot believe that has stood. For me, Mbappe is half a yard offside there. Looking at the angle that they showed me, obviously with no prior knowledge of the angle, but looking at that angle, Mbappe is half a yard offside there. He's leant over and he is half a yard offside. But I will update all of the graphics to reflect the change in score. I genuinely thought that Mbappe was well offside there. Well offside. But he has scored, and he scored in the final, and I'm sure that'll be a big weight off Kylian Mbappe's shoulders. A big weight off Kylian Mbappe's shoulders. And what a lovely finish it was. When he got himself in that position, it was a lovely finish. There was never any doubt there with Kylian Mbappe running in behind like that. There was never any doubt that he was going to tuck it home. And France now on top. And so we should be in for an interesting final 10 minutes. Spain had the possession for the most part anyway. So it'll make for an interesting final 10 minutes or so. And let me just update the bottom one as well. Kylian Mbappe, the goal scorer. There we go. So it is 2-1, even though, oh my God, what have I missed? Exactly. At least it's offside. It wasn't offside. It's onside. That should be off. Sam, do you want me to go away because it causes more goals? Offside should be based off where your foot is, because that's where someone like Crouch can be offside by leaning forward. I guess it depends on where you score from as well, Aaron, because if you score from your head and then your head was offside, then I guess. But it's a weird one. I thought his whole sort of upper half of his body was offside, if I'm brutally honest with you. I think from about his waist and maybe even his legs up, he was offside. But There we are. He was onside. The referee, the VAR, have deemed Kylian Mbappe onside, and it looks like France, after a very, very poor half, are going to poor first half anyway. Are going to be the ones who are going to take all the spoils here tonight in the UEFA Nations League. It was a very, very poor first half. Charles calling BS on that one. Damn, I went to the toilet and missed it, says Oliver. Well on, says Ian. I think it's a really difficult one. I've only had that one angle, like I say, and it didn't look convincingly off, but he didn't look convincingly on either. Moreno has come on for Mikel Moreno, that is, not Gerard Moreno or Alberto Moreno, has come on for Ferran Torres, and someone else has just come on as well. But I've not seen it. That's not come up on the screen for Rodri. Lovely ball into his feet, though. Oh. Who was that who just came on? Pablo Fornells. Wow, I didn't even see who that was. Nice. Pablo Fornells has just come on for Rodri. They're just talking about how both teams have squandered chances tonight, and I cannot agree more. Cannot agree more. Both teams haven't created enough chances generally, let alone squandered chances. But final third play hasn't been good from either team. Lovely flick from Mbappe, though, to find Dubois. Here's Dubois again. He's received the ball back. Oh, lovely little nutmeg on there, and he's running at the defender. He goes past him again. What a goal this could be, but that is definitely a foul. Laporte gave away the foul in the first place, and the ref tried to play on there. That does make sense, but ends up being that Laporte has given away the foul, and yeah, I think that's the right decision. He's gone past him and he's just sort of clipped him, and Dubois has fallen over as a result of the clip on him as he's running. Fair play. He does try to carry on playing because there is a valid opportunity there for him to score, but it is now a free kick in a really dangerous position for France. Very, very dangerous position for France, and could spell trouble for them. Could spell trouble for them. Really, really could, couldn't it? Antoine Griezmann blazes it over. Miles over. That is not what you wanted from Antoine Griezmann there. That could have wrapped up the game, could have settled it, could have wrapped it up, put it on beyond any doubt there, that game. But poor effort there from Antoine Griezmann. A man of his calibre, you would expect a lot better, I must say. "86 minutes played. We've got 5 minutes left. What can Spain do? Can Spain get a response? And do they have enough time to get themselves a goal and get themselves to take it to extra time?" What's Max put? Let's read what Max has put. "I wear my first name on the back of my shirt. I was in the Euro 2016 squad and started in the World Cup semi-final for England. I'm not a defender. Sir Alex told Man United to sign me. Dele Alli. Dele? Did he start? No, I don't think so. I don't know. Probably Dele. Here's Laporte. Marcus Alonso. Rolls it back into Busquets. Busquets. Lovely ball. Into Marcus Alonso. Oh. Into the hands of the keeper. Marcus Alonso claiming a penalty there. Sam, I still get recommendations of the Man City final against Chelsea 5 months ago. I know, so do I actually. If I'm on my alternate account, it always comes up with the Chelsea versus Porto game that me and Jordan did. Jordan's first game. Oh my gosh, what a ball that is. Marcus Alonso. Oh, what a save by Hugo Lloris. Smart save down to his right-hand side from Oyarzabal. And that could have been the game-winning save. That. Oh my gosh. Well done, Sam. It's Dele Alli wants another. We'll come back to it in a little bit. This is a fiery few minutes, Max. Oh my gosh, what a save that is from Hugo Lloris. He hasn't had to do much all game, but there, when needed, he was there. Lovely ball from Marcus Alonso as well. And that's another ball in behind, looking for Oyarzabal. Oyarzabal into Koke. Koke defended nicely by France. France, can I get this away now? Pogba glides past one. He's driving into some space here. He's got open road ahead, Paul Pogba. Pogba goes wider to Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe being joined by Griezmann as well. Griezmann rolls it to, oh my gosh, saved. Oh my gosh, Mbappe's been saved there. And we're up the other end. We're going back again. We are going back again. If only Spain had Fernando Morientes up front still. Yes, exactly. Or Fernando Torres, or any Fernando for that matter. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Final few minutes now, final few moments. Can France hang on? They're under the cosh a little bit. That's a poor touch though. A very poor touch, but Marcus Alonso has regained it. I think he's offside there, whoever that was coming back on. Mikel Moreno is fallen again in the box. Can they get a shot off? No, they can't. Can he get a shot off? Well blocked by Pogba. Griezmann, he's going to get the ball out here, Griezmann. Is he going to get the ball out here, Griezmann? Yes, he is. He flicks it round the corner. Oh my gosh, it is all going on in these final few minutes, final few moments. Here's Pablo Fornells, goes down in the box, but nothing doing there. He's holding his head, but he's just trying to get the ball to come back. Mbappe's running into the channel. That might be a foul from Eric Garcia as well. It is all going on in these final few minutes. Oh my gosh. It was Pinto, sorry, who was claiming a foul but from Kimpembe, but definitely not. 5 minutes of added time, ladies and gents. 5 minutes of added time. Minimum of 5. Remember that. Here's Azpilicueta. He goes wider. Back into Koke. Koke spins, plays it into Busquets. Really last chance saloon here for Spain. The ball from Busquets wasn't good enough. Dubois read it nicely. Stopped it from getting to Mikel Moreno. Moreno throws it back into Alonso. Alonso, we might need a magic moment from you here, Marcus Alonso. Here's Sergio Busquets, back into Mikel Moreno, back into Alonso. They're trying to take the time here, but unfortunately time isn't on their side. I'm going through all of the typical football quotes here, and Mbappe might be able to run this into the corner here. He tries to cut inside Laporte, but Laporte's read it nicely and distributed it to Busquets. And Spain are going to go forward again. They're going to get themselves forward. They're going to have to. They are going to have to. Lovely switch. Defended nicely by Dubois. I'm rooting for Spain here. I'm rooting for Spain. Vertu is coming on for, I don't even know who that is, number 7 for France. Oh, Oyarzabal might have missed the big opportunity there. Antoine Griezmann, of course. Of course, it's Antoine Griezmann. Sam, can you do the deli eyes? I think I can. There you are. Griezmann comes off there. Toot comes on, defensive midfielder, trying to shore up the midfield. Can France hang on to be the champions of the UEFA Nations League? Here's Marcus Alonso. Into Busquets. Busquets goes right in towards Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta looks to curl it in. There's bodies in the box. Oh, defended nicely by France, but they're not going to get any respite. They are not going to get any respite until the final whistle by the looks of things. Here's Mikel Moreno. Tries to play the ball through Pogba. He should know you can't kick a ball through someone. And that's a poor ball down the line. And the French players will take their time. Hugo Lloris is going to take his time taking this goal kick. Absolute agony for the Spanish players. Absolute agony for the Spanish players. You could say it's Spain without the S. Spain without the S. Lloris is taking his time on this goal kick. Big oof up the field. It really is getting nip and tuck now. Alonso's picked the ball up, though, from that goal kick. And Spain might have one more attack. They're going to have to be quick here. We've got 2 minutes of extra time, or added time, sorry, remaining at the end of the second half. Busquets Busquets into the feet of, I couldn't even see who that was. I think it's Pablo Fornals. Sorry, Mikel Moreno. Here is Pablo Fornals. Goes to switch it wider into Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta into Pino. Back into Azpilicueta. Looks to curl one in. Looking for Mikel Moreno in the box, and it might be a corner here. It is. It's off a French body. We're zooming in on all the Spanish fans, looking absolutely agonising here. They're going to get everyone up. Unai Simon's come up. What a fairy tale story that would be if Unai Simon could get himself a goal. Fornals crosses it in. It is towards Simon. Oh my gosh, what a save from Lloris. Oh my gosh, what a strike that was at the back post. And it's come all the way out and Mbappe sees it out for a throw-in. What a big save that is from Hugo Lloris. What a fantastic save. We're going to have to get a replay on that at some point. But oh my gosh, what a save that was. Spain are still coming though. They're not done yet. They're not over until the whistle. And it looks like another corner. It is. This will be probably the last opportunity for Spain now. My voice is going. What a save that was from Hugo Lloris. Parried it clear as well. It is definitely the last chance. The ball whipped in. Aimed towards the front post. Cleared at the front post only as far as Oyarzabal. Here is Pino. Pino looks to whip the ball back in. Still bodies in the box. Busquets under it. Cleared again by the French defenders. Only as far as Koke this time. Koke lofts it back in. Here's Pino at the back post. And that's gone out for a goal kick. And that might well be it for Spain. It looks like that might be it for Spain there. It looks like that's it. We're just waiting for the full-time whistle now. Hugo Lloris is taking his time. We've played 5 minutes. It does look like France will be the UEFA Nations League champions for 2021. There is the clearance. The ref's not blown the whistle, though. One more chance maybe for Spain. Busquets, headed by Pogba. Bit of pinball in the middle of the pitch here. Laporte gets it down. Laporte into Marcos Alonso. This is definitely the last chance. Alonso loops it forward. Defended by Kimpembe. Azpilicueta looking for Mikel Moreno. Defended again. Here is Pablo Fornals. Really need a big moment here. Defended again by Kimpembe. And that looks like it is it. The referee blows the full-time whistle. And that does mean that Kylian Mbappe has scored the winning goal. And France are the champions of the UEFA Nations League. What a fiery final 30 minutes to that game that was. Oh my gosh, what a fiery final 20 minutes or so. But didn't it take a long time to get in and kick in that second half, didn't it? It took so long. They've definitely done it the hard way. I agree with what the commentator just said there. They've done it the hard way. Have France there really done it the hard way, and they have won the Nations League. And my gosh, have they done it the hard way? They've come from behind twice in the semi-finals and the finals, and have emerged victorious. Fortunately, emerged victorious. France win the Mickey Mouse Cup. They do, but it's a cup at the end of the day. We wouldn't be saying that if England had won it. But what a turnaround that was for France. And oh my gosh, it went from being the most quiet game in the world to just absolutely full of just action. Take a breath, Sam, says Max. I can finally take a breath now. I'll sleep well tonight. But Sam, my prediction, congratulations, Max. Good prediction, mate. Mbappe in the shop window trying to persuade Bruce to give him the dream move he wants. Exactly. And, you shouldn't get silverware for winning this. It's a trophy at the end of the day. It is a trophy. A trophy's a trophy. That's like saying you shouldn't get it for winning the AFL Cup. All trophies are trophies. But oh my gosh, those final 20 minutes. exciting stuff. But where were we in the first half? That first half was so bad. France is being carved in to the trophy. It was so bad those first half hour, wasn't it? The final 20 minutes were a lot better from both sides, but it just wasn't the most clinical. Spain will be annoyed. At the end of the day, it's some silverware, get themselves back on top. But Mbappe looks pleased with himself and pleased for Kylian Mbappe. Still think there was a question of offside now. Max has got to go. And that is no worries, mate. We'll see you again, and make sure you've all got your notifications turned on for the upcoming week. Make sure you've got them turned on so you know whenever I go live and whenever I drop a video. And Ian is off as well. Thank you for stopping by, Ian. I appreciate the support, buddy. You too, Oliver and Shah. I really do appreciate the support. And I'm not going to hang about and wait for them to lift the trophy because I'm shattered as well. Look at me. I look tired as well. All that shouting, all that talking. But it is France who have emerged victorious. And even though they conceded twice against Belgium, they conceded once against Spain and went behind for so much in both legs, they have somehow come out victorious. And they are the 2021 UEFA Nations League winner. A good reminder for you guys just before we go that if you haven't already, be sure to watch the video from earlier on. You can find that on my channel. Should be a good laugh. Won't take too much of your time. If you've got 15 minutes before bed, why not go and see what my Ballon d'Or nominees and who I think should win the Ballon d'Or this time around. So guys, thank you for watching, and most importantly, stay safe. See you later. Cheers.